AerFire Studios, spelled A-E-R, Fire, located in Washington. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out today.
Of course. I'm so excited to talk to you today about AerFire. This is kind of hard to do this and talk, actually.
Yes.
I underestimated the cardio. So we'll do one of these. We'll pick it up in a second. So here, this is an aerial art studio where you have silks, hammocks, lyra, hoops, pole, bungee, and a whole smattering of other classes taught here.
Like hula hoop.
Like hula hoop and ballet.
Yes, we have dance classes.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some bungee. If you've seen Bungee Fitness on the internet, we teach bungee classes in this room too. We just swap out the aerial circus equipment for the bungees. So, and I teach kids and adults.
That's so cool. So yeah, you've got your youth program is booming right now.
Yes.
It's like booked out like a waiting list. Tell us, what kind of ages do you work with?
So ages 8 and up for aerial, and that is for their physical safety. For the same reason you keep kids in a car seat, because their bones and their joints just need that time to develop. The same reason we don't teach young children dynamic circus tricks. Their bodies just aren't developed to be ready for it.
That makes sense.
So yes, ages 8 and up.
8 and up. How old were you whenever you first got interested in aerial arts?
I was much older than 8. Because my favorite thing to tell the kids is that this literally did not exist when I was a child.
Wow.
So aerial arts really became a thing with Cirque du Soleil in 1997,
Okay.
which is the year I graduated high school.
Okay.
So if you're good at math, you know I'm old.
Well, that's the year I was born, so if you know how old I am, easier.
Yes.
Easier math.
Yes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How old were you? So you got interested then after high school?
Absolutely. Yes. So after high school, I actually pursued a music degree.
Uh-huh.
So my degree's in music, and I still teach a little bit of music.
Uh-huh.
But I got married, had kids, did the whole mom thing, and then in 2016 I divorced. My whole life was turned upside down, and I had this moment to kind of decide, what do I want to do with my life, this one beautiful life I have. And so I decided on that point that I wanted to spend all my mornings in the gym and every evening in the theater. And so I came pretty close to that, and I think I actually found something better in AerFire. So not only do I get to play in my own personal playground every day, but I get to teach other people how to do that. So I basically get to teach kids how to play safely.
Love.
I love that. Yes.
You kind of were like, I just want an adult playground. And then you created AerFire.
Absolutely. Yes.
How old were you whenever you first started teaching? Like, what year was that, I guess?
So,
It's a better way to ask it.
I got into fitness as a profession when I was 37.
Okay.
And then when the pandemic hit, and I had been doing aerial like in my backyard for fun.
Mm-hmm.
When the pandemic hit, I really had to shift my career because, like, as everyone knows, when the pandemic hit, gym shut down, theater shut down, everything I loved was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had this opportunity to start teaching 2 little girls aerial from my backyard.
Uh-huh.
Their dad called me in the middle of this shutdown and was like, Paula, my girls need something. Give them, so I don't care what you do with them. But, so the younger one was really interested in music. The older one is a gymnast. And so I'm like, bring them over. We'll do a music lesson. We'll do some aerial in my backyard. It'll be fun. And it was a blast. And it was about 2 weeks before the little one was like, Paula, I just want to do aerial too.
Aww.
So I started teaching aerial in my backyard.
Uh-huh.
And that grew from there. And really 2 years later, I have a booked out with a waiting list youth program for aerial arts. And like, pinch me, because it's my favorite job ever. So
That's so incredible.
yeah.
You've got adult programs too.
Yes.
And you're gonna begin sort of facilitating some events as well, where musicians play live music and aerialists aerial.
Do what we do.
Do what you do,
Yes.
do your thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And kind of have like a dual performance type of thing. So when is that first event?
So June 17th, And I hear Rain is going to play music for it.
Oh my God.
So yes, I have been all along giving the kids a casual recital. And what that is a very casual experience where we just meet in this room and the kids just perform what they've been working on for their parents. And I feel like the adults deserve that experience too.
Yeah.
So I am pushing forward with live musicians to come and play for us while we do our fun things and just have a party experience here.
Yes.
But also a chance to, practice our aerial skills outside of just class.
Right.
Yeah.
In a low pressure environment that you also get to perform.
Yeah.
Because performers love an audience.
Major on fun. Yes, absolutely.
And to kind of draw in that adult clientele, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Absolutely. Yeah. I do think too, when people who are like curious about aerial see other people their age, that's a big one, other people their age do it, I think they'll be more confident to try it themselves.
Yeah.
Because aerial is hard, I'll be honest. There's a steep learning curve to build the grip strength to get on the apparatus.
Yeah.
But it's all a progression, right? Everybody has to start somewhere.
Right.
Everybody has to ride the struggle bus.
Right. Yeah.
So everyone can do it. All bodies are aerial bodies, but it just takes some time and dedication.
Right. And having a class where you are surrounded by people your age who are at the same experience level, everyone's like on the same bus together.
Yes.
It builds a great community to
Absolutely.
come out, have fun, play, like keep that cardio healthy, and like just like look good, do it.
Yeah, have fun.
Have fun.
Right, all the work we will do to strike that pretty pose.
Yeah.
Like this one little basic inversion, so fun and so cute, with so much back and shoulder strength.
Right.
Just to get to it.
Wow.
Just to get there is a ton of work.
Yeah.
But the motivation to do the work is the fun.
Right.
So I find and I've been a fitness professional in the plain Jane Pilates classes and weightlifting, etc. And the issue with a lot of those is it's all this work and what's the tangible benefit?
Right.
Right? The tangible benefit is maybe looking like a photograph. It's a lot of delayed onset muscle soreness for very little feedback.
Sure.
Whereas something like aerial, the feedback is literally super fun.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be able to climb up and mountain in order to jump and fly.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
that's the motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play-based fitness.
Yeah, that's so fun. Because I don't know, as adults, we definitely kind of stop wanting to exercise our day-to-day lives, or at a desk, or driving, or doing whatever.
Right.
And just that daily life movement really declines the older we get because we forget how to play.
And the last thing a busy professional needs is another chore at the end of the day. So if you feel like going to the gym is another chore you tack on because you're supposed to, try something play-based.
Yes.
You deserve that playtime just as much as the kids do.
Yeah.
So I would say you need it more.
Yeah.
Because kids have it built into their day.
Truly.
We have to make it happen.
Yeah. Carve out that time.
Yes.
Tell us about your rigging.
So this is the beast that you see up at the ceiling. It is steel I-beams.
Yep.
It is pure steel. You will notice the weight is distributed down into the floor. So one of the things that I teach 8 years old and up is to how to look for safe rigging. So every point in here holds over 5,000 pounds, working load limit. So why is that important? That's because when we are spinning, swinging, and dropping from an aerial apparatus, the dynamic force we can place on that point that we hang from is ginormous.
Yeah.
So standard math and numbers is you need to multiply your body weight by 10 to understand how much your point needs to be.
Okay.
So that's a lot.
Yeah.
So, and you think 5,000 is way overkill. But when you think about having a studio where we go through a ton of people and where we might be doing tandem stuff with 2 or 3 people on an apparatus,
Right.
5,000 is really reasonable.
Right.
So it's one of the things you should always look for. Don't rig in your backyard unless you invest in a professional aerial rated rig. Don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a general, a typical beam for a roof for example, like, don't just hang it off of your like garage beams.
Yes.
Because as you had mentioned previously in a past conversation,
Yeah.
that is prepared to support the weight of snow, for example, which is spread out across
from the top.
a large mass,
Yes.
and not one dropping point.
Right. In aerial, we are on one tiny point, and we are going in all different directions.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of force at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And so most beams that you're gonna find in your house or garage are not equipped to handle that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. How, whenever somebody wants to get involved in these classes, where can they find information?
So I have a website. It's www.airfire309.com. And you can also find me on the Mind Body app. Look for AerFire in Washington, Illinois.
Cool.
So,
I didn't know that one.
yes.
That's super cool. And on the site, you'll have all of your various different classes. I would imagine upcoming events are going to be kind of added onto there. All of your dance classes, all of your aerial classes.
Yes.
And if you are an AerFire student, you have open gym time.
Yes.
Which
I call it open air.
open air.
Yes. Open air is basically open gym time in this room. I am here to spot. I am here to supervise and help as needed. But it's really the students' choice of what they work on in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Open air is really where the magic happens.
Yeah.
So what happens, especially with children, is in class time, I will drill. I'll be like, okay, everybody gets to turn on their footlocks today. And everybody goes, ah, right? But I make everybody go through those footlocks in their class time. During open air time is when they really get a chance to do fun things with those footlocks.
Yeah.
And I'm always here observing as well. So it's a good time for me to assess what the student feels confident with. If I know if they're shying away from a skill, they need more class time, like maybe some extra help with it. So I just use that open air time to low-key assess. And just honestly, it's the best joy because I also get to sit back and be like, oh my goodness, look at that, they're so awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mentioned too, if you give a kid a pancake, if you give a kid a second to just like bop around the whole room, the things that they're going to discover, that they like, that they are capable and good at, enjoy, like just, exponentiates their love of the game.
Yes. As a fitness professional too, and this is my nerd brain, if you give a kid just a handful of skills and then just observe, their movements are going to naturally be what is humanly healthy for them.
Yeah.
As long as, I give them safety boundaries, right? So they're staying within those safety boundaries, but their natural inclination to move their body is 9 times out of 10 typically what they just really need.
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest struggles I have when I have a new child student, especially if they come from like a very strict gymnastics world, is the parent wants the child to get the skill, chill, right? And the child just wants to play with it for a little while. So I have to very gently coax the parent into understanding that when they are, say, in the hammock is always one of the first favorites. When they're in that hammock, just doing diaper drop after diaper drop and spinning and swinging, they're building their core, they're building their grip strength, and those are things they need to have before we can progress to the next skill.
Makes sense.
So they're naturally doing what their body needs.
Right. Children are so good at listening to their bodies,
They really are.
And we kind of lose that as we get older, as
Yes.
the world
beats
encroaches
us
upon our brain.
out of us.
Yes.
And that's why one of my first rules, my very first rule, I tell everybody is consent in the gym, consent everywhere. I am boss of my body. And I teach the kids this example of if I step on a rock, the little nerve endings in the bottom of my foot say ouch. And they tell my brain, hey, pick your foot up off the rock, right?
Yeah.
But if Raina steps on a rock, does my brain get that signal? No. So Raina has to be the boss of her body, right? And it takes some time, occasionally with children, to really believe that I mean that. So I always look for ways for them to tell me no. So like I'll teach a skill and I'll be like, do you want to keep working on your footlocks now, or do you want to break and then come back later?
Yeah.
And so I give them the words to tell me no, or not right now, so that they don't feel like it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
But then I want to be very aware and conscious of this child is feeling like their hands have had it, right? Their arms are spent. And I want them to listen to that. Because as they progress in aerial, like especially if they choose circus as a career, the most important skill is the skill of saying no and protecting your body. So, consent in the gym.
Yes. Consent in the gym, consent in the world.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What is something that you think people maybe wouldn't think of initially, wouldn't know about aerial arts that would come as a surprise, or that you had to find out in one way or another? I don't know if that's an answerable question.
Quickly becomes an obsession. Like, you find yourself like literally forcing yourself to take a rest day. You know, I'll come in here and I'll tell the kids, okay, I'm grounded. And they're like, you're grounded? I'm like, yes. I'm not allowed to be on aerial myself today. I'm sad. Because the drive to play with it is so strong, it's really addictive.
Yeah.
And that's the most surprising thing about it. Yeah. Even when I'm not in here, I'm oftentimes like going back through my old training videos or, you know, writing down choreography for what I'm going to do next.
Yes.
Totally obsession.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't touched upon yet?
We have some wonderful, speaking of how creative and wonderful the kids are, we have some wonderful shows in mind, and I just want everyone to stay posted, especially like on the AerFire Facebook group. We're going to be posting some announcements about shows that we have coming up. The kids are, I don't want to spoil what they have planned.
Yeah, we'll keep it on the DL for now.
We're going to keep it on the DL, but just
stay tuned.
Yes, you don't want to miss the performances that these AerFire kids are coming at you with. We're going to be at the Washington Festival July the 15th, I believe it is. And we're going to be at Ignite Peoria August 12th. And the kids are excited to bring and practice some of the things they've been putting together. So please come out, clap for them. They're working hard for you.
Yes.
And like I said, we are just planning on providing some really fun stuff.
Yes. And I've heard of some of them, so you definitely don't want to miss out.
No.
So we'll post the AerFire Facebook page in our comments or in our box. What is that box called? We'll post our AerFire, what is that? Description. We'll post the AerFire Facebook page in our description box. We'll post AerFire Studios website as well, along with the upcoming dates that you are going to want to come to. The soonest one being June 17th. From 7 to 10.
In this room.
In this room,
we're gonna pull up some of the mats. We're gonna have these 2 points, and Raina's gonna be singing, and it's just gonna be a fun party.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, come watch Aerialists, listen to Raina.
Yes, it's gonna be great. Thank you so much, Paula.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much for talking about this. Thank you so much for facilitating a space where adults can play.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Yes, get back in tune with their inner child, get back in tune with the love of movement, and listening to that gut, listening to that intuition. Yes. This is so important. It's important work and it's fun work.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the best kind.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out. And your feet are going to go on the opposite side. So you want your